back to my own stream.
It's better than feud. Ah, yes.
Yeah, there isn't much going on at the moment.
Same.
We are waiting. Oh, someone joined. Okay, it seems like we have someone.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
They invited. That's the one.
I haven't raced.
That's the one missing.
Facundo.
That always makes me more nervous. That makes me the guys I don't know.
Okay, let's go.
Nah, just pretend they're 4 dongitos and you're fine.
Oh wow, easy.
It's that simple.
Or Dongitos would be an interesting team to go against.
Okay. Epic.
I wouldn't fancy it to be honest.
Right, are we ready to go then?
Come on, pizza started.
Yes, go
I
quick
think
before we
we
get
might
kicked.
be.
Let's do this.
This is true. Let's go.
Let's go.
Fucking go!
Did he win?
Let's see. That's World Cup, isn't it?
Hey Jacko, welcome to the stream. Thank you. The chicken.
Okay, I'm gonna turn down the volume a little bit. Okay, that should be good. Latin America versus UK. Here we go.
Let's go. Hey.
But obviously we want to.
If only the loading times were a little bit shorter.
Bit shorter. That
but-
would be so nice. That would be so delightful.
It is what it is.
But we're gonna have fun regardless.
I wonder if someone of them has the intro cutscene activated to manipulate the cycles. That would be kind of interesting.
Most likely, you will see. Most likely.
No intro manipulation. Okay, we're jumping right into
Very
it.
good. Yeah, we are seeing Dong going strong.
Yeah, Dong is
Going
going
wide for
wide
Mike.
here because he will probably try to hit someone. Gets pizza with a shield, very good play, but we also see Jordi running away.
Like expected.
And he gets
gets
actually
squished
he
by the-
actually
by
gets
the card,
squished.
what?
Wow.
That was so unexpected. Okay, Dong running away now. But they're still all clustered. He messes up.
Yeah, he messes up, and Jordi is behind him with the with the green shield, and he's going to.
Okay, he gets a shield. This could be very, very interesting.
Yeah, but hitting Jordi here is gonna be difficult because he can just play his items down as we've seen, and Dong falls too far behind, and this is basically Jordi's call now. He can just run away, and if he does some good back spam, he can totally bring back his teammates into the race. Like he can block the shortcut. He can block the Boomba crate at the end. He can trap the Boomba crate, and he can put an item on the turbo pad. There's just so many stuff that he can do on Dragon Mines here. And he actually
Oh,
gets
Jordi
squished
messed up.
again and gets
And he
beakered for
gets
it.
it with the red beaker. Let's go. Dong.
Wow. I did not expect to see that kind of misplay from Jordi, who is so good at Dragon Mines.
Yeah.
But then again, it might also be that the different cycles online might actually put him off of his usual rhythm, because in time trial he's always going for a certain cycle, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There's red beak on the left.
And last lap we already saw like 2 beakers in the shortcut.
Yep.
That's why Dom is not using the shortcut.
Mm.
Very smart
Yep.
decision.
But yeah, Dong now has basically the win in the palm of his hands. There has been a clock right now, but Dong of course had a blue shield, he kept onto it, and he can basically just escape. And as we can see on the minimap on Sparta's screen, like Dong is so far ahead of everyone else, and it's the last lap. We can safely say that he won that game with Jordi being second place here. And although Dong managed to get the win here, this still looks like a win for Team UK actually, and not even a small win, but a 7-point win, because they got 2, 3, 4, and 5.
If it stays like that, not looking good
Dreadful race.
for the Latinos.
Take that.
That's a good win.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
it was
Yeah,
still like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Okay.
that's a 7-point win. Can you send me a screenshot?
Yes, I will send you a screenshot.
And then I can do the scores.
Because he would have got the shield regardless.
Okay, we see Jordi getting second,
That was awful, by the way.
Sparta getting fourth.
He messed up twice. That's
Yep.
It's so unusual.
Yeah. If he hadn't messed up, then he would have easily taken home the win.
I clipped the shortcut, like I clipped the side of the shortcut when I went in, and I was going so slowly that the fucking minecarts caught up with me. Even
That
like
was my
still had
saving
fire.
grace. That clock, I had a shield, so that clock saved me and I got into the shortcut. I got no fire, but I was able to get going.
It was a pretty tight race between Dong and Jordi. It was
Yep.
very interesting
Ah, that's all you need.
to see that, to watch that. But like Jordi messed up.
Yeah.
So unusual.
But
So
as we can see, Dong probably picked fixed Rillaru so he can unlock skins. It's actually a big brain play right there. But yeah.
GG's Doom. Doom played baby T for me in the first match against, in the second match against Finland.
But then again, I guess Team UK picking Dragon Mines definitely worked out in their favor. They couldn't secure first place, but they still secured the
Good start. Good start.
second to fifth position, and that's still a 7-point lead. So yeah, that definitely a good pick from them. It definitely worked out in their favor.
Dom got away a lot.
and the win is a win, you know.
Yeah, a win is a win at the end of the day. That's true.
Here somewhere. Kind of
Yeah,
a
he hit the wall, I overtook him, and then I found the shortcut.
yeah.
Well,
And
the
look,
clock went off anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference.
no,
So I didn't roll a shield.
it's all good.
Although there is a way, like
Kinda
I watched it like on a YouTube video like a few months ago. There is a way how you can get like all the skins like really fast.
Mm.
Like you put the like
To me,
cheat for your, like how do you call it? Yeah, you put the
The
cheat
the one lap
bar,
cheat.
and then you put only one lap
Yeah.
like races, and you can like grind them out so fast.
Yeah, it's sad that they actually patched that out. Like you can't use the one
Oh,
lap.
they patched it
Yep,
out.
yep, you can't use the
Oh.
one lap cheat anymore to unlock skins.
we won't be having any.
Okay, this dumb.
Yep, that's pretty dumb. I agree. But then again, Denox has time and time again patched the fun out of Nitro Fueled. And I didn't expect any less from them. Like we could customize the retro card if they just would have let us, but whenever we found a way to customize the retro card, they would always release a patch. It's kinda sad.
But why is that a deal? Why that's a big deal? I don't understand Beanox. Why are they
I don't know
patching that? They're not
either.
patching some really serious issues with
Yeah.
the game. They're patching, they're customizing the classic.
Yeah.
Back with 8 months tier 1. Thank you for the good looks, everyone.
Yeah, okay.
We're off
It's
to
so
a good
weird.
start. We're +7 at the moment.
And like Thunderstrike is still broken. Like you can still skip laps and
Yeah.
do whatever the fuck.
I mean, you can skip entire laps, but Thunderstruck still has a few unintended shortcuts left.
I mean, not skipping a whole lap, but you can skip like a half of the lap, basically.
Thank you guys.
I'm probably gonna go
I mean, if we would allow every single shortcut on Thunderstruck, then the world record would be like 10 seconds faster than what it is now.
BK, thank you.
So, yeah, it's definitely noticeable.
Bullying, Sparta. You're all following me. I like it. Thank you.
Yeah, I can try and go fast.
Alright, Thunderstruck. I would imagine Sparta trying to run away here,
Yeah, let's
since
go.
this is his
Let's see.
favorite track.
Goes to this track anyway.
Let's see if you manage to do it. Gets a bomb. Nice, nice.
I didn't get an item.
Pretty good first item. He's not back bombing because he would have likely hit Jordi or Pizza. So definitely a good call on keeping the item. But unfortunately he missed QWERTY here.
And he misses QWERTY with the bomb, unfortunately.
But then again, we see Pizza and Revelo taking over the front here, top 2, and that's actually a pretty good start for the UK
top
team. Like
three.
if they can hold onto that lead, then that would be pretty big because top 2 is a guaranteed win.
I got a shield.
As did I.
Okay, an orb is coming. Okay.
There's an orb coming already so early in the game. Sparta fortunately managed to avoid since he got a shield. Pizza also closely before the STP, so the orb's not really too bad for him. And we actually see the UK team almost in top 4 with Dong being in 4th place, but there is Pizza or Revelo closely behind him. And yeah, the other 3 players from Latin America, they are actually pretty far behind. Like they have fallen behind a lot. And it's gonna be hard to make up that difference.
Ah, there's a green beaker.
Sparta going for the
Yeah,
shortcut. That was.
Me out the race, guys.
There was no reason for him to go for
Can I
the
say
timber shortcut.
okay, you can say it. Okay, nice.
It's something that a lot of players do, and there was no reason for him to go for the timber shortcut. The timber shortcut saves 1 or 2 seconds at most per lap, and instead of saving 2 seconds, if we are generous, he lost 5 or 10. It's just not worth it at all. Why did he go for it? I don't understand. I guess it looks cool. It feels good to do to
Yeah,
perform,
but I
but
mean,
but
World
it,
Cup and it's not a friendly match. You
but
shouldn't do
yeah,
that.
is it really worth it if you are playing in the World Cup? I mean, Sparta is definitely playing risky here, like for sure.
I mean, he lost 2 placements because of that. I mean,
Yeah,
luckily for him, first place is still one of his teammates, but still.
I mean, I guess you could debatably argue that Dong also made a mistake, which allowed Sparta to basically overtake him again. But you shouldn't play in a way where you have to bet on your opponent to
Again,
make mistakes.
Got you the
Like
bomb.
you should always do the best that you can do on your own.
Watch out for the
Putting a
Irish.
red beaker at the U-turn.
Yeah, Dong is now in a pretty comfortable first place. He shot Sparta off of the track, which gave him a couple seconds lead now. But then again, even if he wins again on Thunderstruck as he did on Dragon Mines, that's not gonna be enough to secure his team the win because his teammates, they are at the bottom and they are far behind. And this looks like another 2, 3, 4, and 5 for Team UK. And
Same
like
story again.
like Dong winning, I guess it helps them so that the gap in points doesn't become too big. But like getting first place on his own is not enough to secure his team to win.
That race was.
That race was interesting. Dong bombed me. I was so
Yeah.
disgusted.
Today I learned you can.
I mean, there is a big difference in play between Dong and his teammates. I mean, you can. It's obvious, you can see it.
Yeah.
It's evident. So I don't know if you can do actually something against that. To be honest, like
That was unlucky.
I don't
That
know.
green beaker fucked me up.
I didn't play against these other players, so I have no idea how good they
That
are.
was unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's pretty apparent that there is definitely a difference in skill between Dongitos and the rest of his teammates, as you can see, because they had bottom 3 for 2 races now, and Dong is basically casually winning against all these top players from Team UK on his own, basically. So, yeah. I guess it's really just Dong doing the best that he can, but it kind of feels like his teammates are dragging him down a bit. Like that doesn't sound nice at all, but yeah, it's definitely what it looks like.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go as wide as possible. That was the one practice.
I guess that's one issue with how the World Cup is going on in general. Like if you're from a region where there aren't many players or where there aren't many strong players, and you are like a top player such as Dongitos. Dongitos is a great player. He's one of the best players, and yeah, but what do you really want to do? It's not like Italy, for example. Italy has a crazy amount of players, and many of them are top players. But that's not the case for like Latin America, for example.
They could make like 5 teams
Yeah,
easily.
yeah. That's the crazy thing about it.
I understand Donguitos. He could have like joined Mexico or something like that. I mean,
Sparta, you're playing rock band.
like I mean, Dominican Republic is like, if I'm not mistaken, is not far away from Mexico. It's the same language. I guess you guys would allow.
I mean, it's also a matter of what country does the player want to represent. Like Dongitos probably feels more appropriate to represent Latin America than, for example, Mexico.
Peter's first on
I got this.
So yeah, we are seeing like Dong again, really strong. I think he let like Pizza in like okay, he hits a TNT. I will most likely lose fire. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that TNT before the turbo pad was definitely a good call by Pizza.
Mm.
Because Dingo Canyon generally runs pretty low on reserve, so if you take an accidental TNT,
What happened to Pizza?
he probably got armadilloed.
Yes, most likely. I mean, I can't imagine him like cutting the like last corner for like. I can't imagine doing that. I think yeah he get an armadillo.
Yeah.
Thought one of them hit
Then
him.
again, we see Revelo now in first place again. Sparta on third place with a blue shield, so they can basically put a lot of pressure on Dong here, since he's basically getting sandwiched between Sparta
Mm.
and first place. Like, yeah,
Unfortunately, every race so far.
yeah, it's
We see again the same story. Look, top four, only
yeah,
Donguitos is
yeah,
left in the top four.
yeah. Top four is basically looking the same as ever. It's mostly Dongitos trying the best that he can to get like first, but then again, it won't work out in every single race.
Ah,
especially not like this.
I've got dodge.
mm. Like I mean, I have the same issues. Like the last armadillo is so hard to see sometimes, and
Mm,
yeah, like
Oh, I got Dong
yeah.
with the bomb.
Good
mostly
evasion by Sparta here.
Put a nice fight after the fire, guys.
Yeah, like the first place here is pretty much unattainable now, since Revelo is just so far ahead. There's no way for Dongitos to make up that difference.
Revis first, and he
Um,
loses fire,
We
unfortunately.
see his teammates again in the bottom three spots. Oh no, there's actually someone managed to actually get in front. Wow,
Hmm?
that's definitely a new development here.
Okay, let's go.
I'm fourth of him now.
Interesting.
I'll try and knock him off the jumper.
It's not
Maybe
so bad.
Dong will man. Ah, no.
I'm good to go anyway.
It's a war, unfortunately.
Try and knock him off.
Okay, he gets juiced up rocket. Maybe he will manage to hit Jordy. Let's
Right,
see.
good fight after the last.
Oh, Jordi actually has an orb in fourth place. That's kinda
Okay.
sick.
Nice win, guys.
And
another
there's
orb.
another orb coming. Wow,
Oh, top
by
three.
it seems Pizza, was it?
Top three is nice, guys.
That worked.
But then again, yeah, it was almost a top four. So
Big fat lose
yeah.
for Latin America again.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen the Latin American players be in the bottom three positions for the majority of the race, and we've actually seen only a small amount of power items. To be fair, like there have been two orbs, but they happened pretty late,
Good win, and Dingo
so they happened too late. I guess they didn't really affect anything anymore, you know.
so far so good, guys.
Yeah, I'm surprised I got third out of that. I don't know what happened to everyone.
Yeah, I just Dong lost fight, which is unfortunate. Knock bombed him on the ramp going down, but it wumped up bomb.
Yeah, I was gonna wait until all you guys finished and then use my orb so I could hit him because he was like right in front of me. But we both.
I don't know, Yobi. It depends. What's his stance is in the World Cup. You know, like if he just wants to like play with his mates and have fun, okay. But if
Yeah.
he wants to win, like that's not the team you go for. Like,
That's 15 wins, is it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Top 3 and
I mean, then again, it's completely fine if you don't have that winning mentality. Not everyone wants to win. Some people also just want to play with different people. Dong usually plays with the people from RC. Maybe he was like, okay, I'm gonna team with some new people and see how it's gonna work out. You know, make some new experiences. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
It's just
yeah.
I always mess up.
So it depends on his stance.
Yeah, you
That's
guys.
because I have a field.
Any big boys on lap one? I'm going to revive it.
do that again.
Hey, Zash Clyde, thank you for the follow. Oh, we might even get 600 followers today with the race.
Yeah, I really hope the Latin American players aren't falling behind any further here.
Like 7 or 8.
Because a point lead of 29 points is pretty a lot, like for 3 races, and they really can't afford any more losses, you know, if they still want to have a chance at making the comeback. But then again, Team UK is also looking strong. They have good players in this lineup, and they make some good plays for sure. So yeah, Team Latin America definitely has to step up their gameplay.
I mean, no one wants to watch like one-sided races,
Yep.
so we really hope that they will change something.
But then
up
again,
this
we
season.
haven't seen too many races, like matches that have been close.
Just my mechanical keys.
Although it's kinda ironic, as Justin just mentioned in the chat, that QWERTY got a good result on Dingo Canyon because that's the track where he had a world record for like 8 years in OG.
You know, what happened with Justin, by the way? Like, he stopped playing NF, basically.
Yeah. He's in the chat, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see him, I see him.
He
Yeah.
can probably answer that question the best.
I'm gonna put a beak on the crate.
Yeah, last time, like, we played, he was playing, like, itemless in my lobby, and he just stopped playing, like, NF.
Go wide as you land the final jump.
Okay, so we see Sparta in strong third place with a blue shield.
So
Mm.
it's gonna have a bit of a
Yeah, basically the top 3 is already gone again. They have a pretty sizable lead now,
Put a beak on the
Yeah.
pad on the exit.
with Thong being in 2nd place, in 6th place, I mean. And yeah, he's overtaking Frosty Pharaoh here. It seems like Frosty Pharaoh lost Blue Fire, so he's gonna fall behind. He's probably going to get comboed by Pizza here, since Pizza is catching up fast, and yeah, it's not going to look pretty.
Yeah,
I don't know who's in 4th place. It might be QWERTY if I had to make an educated guess. And yeah, but even then, these positions aren't enough to secure them the win.
Yeah, it's QWERTY. It's QWERTY.
Yeah, it's QWERTY, yeah. But then again, we also see Dong hitting the wall.
yeah.
So
First
if he can't manage to hit Pizza here, then he's gonna fall behind far, and he gets hit by Pizza.
Ah.
That's a big rip.
kind of catching up with you.
And he misses the item crate.
Yeah. We see Jordi already overlapping the players from Team Latin America. Like, they are so far behind, they are getting lapped now. And we can safely say that the bottom 2 is basically out of the race. Like, they aren't really going to have any impact on the race anymore. It all just depends on Dong and QWERTY, basically. But they would have to secure top 2 if they really wanted to win that race, and that's just unlikely, if we are honest here.
I still have a shield at least anyway, so
I mean, it looks like a top 4. To be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, this looks like a top 4. And there's also an orb in the game now, but I don't think that orb is really going to change much.
Sparta is waiting for the orb to hit him so he can get his blue
Yeah.
fire. So
Yeah, pretty good call from Sparta here, since he has a pretty big lead anyway. So he made the call to just wait in front of the triple pad. Definitely a
another orb, okay.
good move.
And I felt so
Let's see, maybe this orb will do something, will change something, but
Go really wide on the
highly unlikely to be honest.
I mean, I guess Dong is catching up, but then again, he could maybe catch Revelo if he's lucky. If he takes like some really insane lines, he can maybe catch up to Revelo, especially since he has a juiced missile in storage. But
I had the team.
yeah, it might not be enough at all. And we actually see Revelo being close to the finish line, so this is a top 4. Yeah, that's massive.
This is so far so painfully
Yeah.
one-sided to admit, and this is like the first match that's like so painfully on one-sided.
I guess the worst thing about this part is that like it feels like Dong and to a lesser degree QWERTY are trying to basically make like everything alone. The other 2 players don't really have any impact on the race. Like you don't really see the plays, you know? Like I don't know how to really say it, but it basically feels like Dong and QWERTY are just basically trying to play a 2v4, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly.
How many tracks are left?
I just wanted to say the same.
Halfway there, and we're up by what now? About 40,
Basically 2v4.
just 40 something, maybe.
Okay, but Snowy is coming. Totally wrote. Who is
Yeah,
Snowy?
yeah. That's actually a pretty good call since I've seen Snowy in the chat earlier. Snowy was actually the player that we've been waiting for before the match started, but he was offline and he's there now. So maybe Snowy is the player who
Ah, okay,
maybe
okay.
maybe Snowy is the player who is able to make a change here.
Okay. I mean, we have half time now,
Yep,
so
we have halftime, so subbing is allowed now.
No one would even think.
People did try it though back in the
Who do
day.
you think they will substitute now? Frosty or Facundo or Facundo? No, it's
I would almost guess that it's gonna be Frosty Pharaoh.
Mhm.
And I know my war
But if we look at the scores, we can see that it could be either one of them.
Oh yeah.
so same positions again.
Yeah, Facundo and Frosty have been basically top, like bottom two in every single race. I mean, Facundo was 6th once, but Frosty Pharaoh has been 8th, 7th, and 8th. So, yeah, it's not looking too good.
Yeah, I got second and Dingo. Consistent. That's what we want.
But that they disbanded the whole lobby.
Nice points, yeah.
Yeah, because Dong is hosting now.
Get you invites first.
Yeah, they're probably enforcing the
Okay,
host
they're changing
change
the
here.
host.
Um,
Oh.
From what we've seen, the race looked actually pretty in sync. Like there wasn't any lag or anything, so I would guess like they were okay with it. But it seems like they still want to host anyway, and of course, by the rules, they are allowed to do so. So yeah.
Noise. Noise.
I mean, I saw no one porting
Gamma stream in the back just to have it
anywhere, so
to see what
I don't know. Maybe one of them had some issues, but we didn't see any on
Yep.
screen. So.
Yep. And I mean, yeah, can we really talk about how Dongitos is actually tied in points with Jordi? Yeah, like Dongitos is definitely the MVP of this entire match. Like
So far,
he's
so far.
he's like he is trying to keep everything at bay and like yeah, playing with that disadvantage and still having the most points together with Jordi is definitely commendable.
Hey, this is good. This is good. This is what we like to see. I knew this team would.
But then again, like Dong is one of the strongest item players. In the
Yep,
world.
yep. Dong is a great player for sure. I love teaming with Dongitos. He's just a great item player overall, and even in time trial he's very strong. So he's definitely a well-rounded player overall in different areas of the game.
28. Red
Yeah, well rounded, like on the highest levels.
Yep.
consistency in the team.
That's what we like.
That's what we like.
I like the sound of those scores.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Okay, so they are bringing in Snowy, which means I have to change the scoreboard.
I mean, the thing is, we can't hear their comms through the stream.
Yeah.
So
You can see their item and that's it, basically.
yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I
RC
look over
Dong.
to the tiny like corner. There's Dong's stream.
Yeah. I'm still.
Okay, Snowy is now on the scoreboard.
I'm gonna do it properly. I'm gonna have Gamma stream there, but I'm not gonna have it open. I'm gonna have my own open.
Oh,
in
yeah.
chat, just so I can swap through to see the scores.
Pretty cheesy.
I paused it during the.
I'm looking forward to hearing a Gamma.
Like, do you have some experience with Snowy? Like
Sadly not.
I'm not playing the same level.
From what I've heard, Snowy is pretty good, but I haven't had too many experience with the Latin American players because of time zone differences. Like I've never really played together with them because like they are awake when I'm sleeping, you know. And yeah, I don't know too much about Latin American players in general. Except Dongitos, of course, because Dongitos is usually awake at reasonable times. But yeah, for everyone else, I really don't know much about them since we never really have much contact at all. Like we are just awake at different times, you know.
Be close, but I don't think
Because I have zero experience. I never saw him on streams. I never
Yeah.
played against him. So
to get a guaranteed win.
Loser Bluff is the one that scares me, to be honest. If I'm gonna call
okay,
it out.
Turismo, bro, the killer is missing.
Killer. Oh yeah, I've seen Killer in the Latin American chat a couple times. But then
Like,
again, same as with Snowy. I don't know exactly how good he is, so I can't really say too much about it.
there are a few killers in like CTR. There is a guy called like Killer Z. Then there is one Killer One.
The point difference. So
Which
like,
killer
my average.
do
I
they
mean,
mean?
yeah, there's generally a lot of killers around the internet. So
Yeah.
it's one of the most
It's
common
the
nicknames.
emerging killers.
Yeah.
Killers playing CTR. Yeah. Very
We'll
dangerous
have to
killers.
forfeit the match.
I'm not getting I'm not getting the net error, so I just need to restart the PS4.
Killer and Snowy best Bolivians. Okay. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. Is this snowy guy? This snowy guy is good. You were saying, Jordy. Yeah.
He did well.
Yeah, Snow is good.
That's why now.
He's good.
Where's he from again? Exit.
Bolivia.
I can't
Looks like. According to,
Bolivia.
Man, I'm getting hyped already for tomorrow just by looking at those.
Yeah,
matches.
tomorrow is gonna be big.
Tomorrow, guys.
We are going to commentate 4 different matches tomorrow. I mean, I'm playing against Japan, so I can't commentate Germany versus Japan. But I will try to commentate every other match that's happening tomorrow, which is 4 in total.
That's so
Mm.
random. I could go anywhere.
And also we got Chile versus Peru, I think.
Me and Jordy don't want to.
Is it? Let me check the schedule.
Yes, it's 1 a.m.
Yeah, it's Chile versus Peru later today. I mean, for some people it's gonna be tomorrow at 1 a.m. But we are going to commentate that match as well, and that's 3 hours from now. So yeah,
The Polar Pass was a good choice, I think.
Chile
I
versus
think it will
Peru.
be actually a very hype race,
Yeah,
like
Chile versus
Peru
Peru
versus
is gonna
Chile.
be interesting for sure.
especially because these players they know each other.
Yep.
They know each other. They are friends basically. So
If I
that
say
will be
his
hype.
name in front of everyone here, everyone will just rage.
So guys, get hyped for the 11th July tomorrow. 5 races. Okay, Gamma will comment it 4. I will comment the 5th one on my channel with Pepe. So
Yeah, I will be playing against Japan, and yeah.
Definitely for my vocal
El
cords.
Clásico del Pacífico.
It's not very pretty.
Mhm.
Yeah. Terrible vocals. He damaged people's eardrums. Oh well. You'll have Garma on the commentary. What's
Yeah, I'm
that?
looking forward for that match. Like Peru versus Chile. Let's go. NK versus Pancho Pew Pew.
Probably commenting on us now talking about it.
Yeah.
I can do my best Garma impression and see if he likes it.
Do it, pizza.
Okay,
let's
and
join,
then
let's
they're going
join.
to play Mystery Caves.
What the fuck was that, please?
Oh, Sparta,
Oh, I
what the
can't fucking
fuck?
join.
I know he's going to say when I bunked into somebody.
Okay.
What the fuck was that?
Um,
And Sparta still gets.
Rev is missing. I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken, Rev
because
is
of the checkered starting pattern, they are waiting for someone else.
It happens.
It's a shame.
It is a shame. I'm not playing very well.
I should be able to join Dong. Like, I'm not getting the net type error. I restarted. I think Dong needs to restart for me to join him. I don't know.
Oh, it seems like there's some connection issues, some net type issues.
I'll message down here.
Mr. Dong.
Yeah, Revelo has trouble joining Dongitos. Okay.
Oh,
Hope
wait a
you're not
second.
offended. I love you.
Yeah, he's
Lucky
going to
Gamma.
he's going to turn off my perspective now. No, we're going to focus on Latin America. Gamma's going to put on his Latin American jersey. I know. I looked back on the commentary last time. I'll do it again this time. It's fun just to see.
Same.
Drop the
So
controller.
Talir, is the penalty for NK members
Twice I dropped my
Drop it
controller.
like is the penalty like gone now? Is it gone or is it still active?
The wife heart attack denies that.
Anything
Gamma, hello,
Yeah?
Gamma. Okay, I think I've lost you there for a few seconds.
No.
Oh, okay. Then it seems like my mic was cutting out.
No. It's
Yeah, it could be.
it's not me.
Just ask Sotolir if the NK guys will join,
And I restart.
because last time he told us about like the penalty, how they penalized them.
Oh
For
yeah, I remember, I
and
remember,
they
yeah.
were not allowed to play for Peru.
Not that bad, Hans. It's pretty bad. My vocals are pretty bad. By pretty bad, I mean they're exclusive.
Okay.
Okay, it seems like NK will be there, nice.
It will be hype, guys. This will be crazy.
Yes, restart his PS4, right?
Yeah, I restarted.
Okay, it seems like Pizza's hosting again? Yeah, it must be him.
Yeah, pizza is host.
Since apparently Revelo can't join Dong, so yeah.
Message in his chat. Restart, you buffoon.
I would like to believe the snow will like
Hello?
make a difference,
Hola.
or
I
can
mean,
be a bit more interesting for us.
I mean, if we look at Frosty Pharaoh or Facundo,
Wait, can
it's
you invite me and see if I can?
it's hard to not make a difference.
Ooh.
um,
Okay,
that's a bit mean, but I mean, yeah.
it's true, man. It's true. It's true. It's just like you said the other day. Like, if you're constantly last or constantly first, that's not like a coincidence.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
What? You just say something, you know?
It's a
Yeah.
change. Yeah. I mean, as good as I am of a host,
Yeah.
sadly
Hey, Zamu, welcome to the stream. Was Wumpa Lewis considered to be on the team at all? He is not in the competitive pool.
But I mean, it generally it really comes down to like, I mean, what I said is not necessarily mean, but for example, if we look at Frosty Pharaoh or Facundo, who have been like in the latter positions for the majority of the race, like if they can't make an impact on the race, then the teamwork is just not gonna work out, because you can't have someone at the front who will try to take out 4 players of the enemy team. That's not gonna work. And you basically need to have all players on roughly the same level, and everyone needs to go in and try their best to take like the enemy players out, and then you will try to run away and stuff. And like these things are important, but if you fall behind at the start and you stay behind for the majority of the race, and you don't really get to hit anyone and stuff like that's not gonna be helpful, you know. And you have to change your lineup in that case, to get someone in who is able to keep up with the enemy players and who can take them out of the race, you know.
And unfortunately, they failed to do it.
Yeah.
So they failed to do so.
I mean, they picked Snowy now, so
Okay, they
who knows?
respect
Maybe
Bobby, yeah.
Snowy is the difference that they need.
I hope so. I mean, we all hope so. So because we don't want to watch one-sided matches, but
Yeah.
they disbanded the lobby again. This is taking forever, guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, there's a timeout rule, so there is a time limit. But then again, it's
I mean,
as we all know from CTR, it can take a while sometimes to set up a new lobby because Beanox. I mean, from the perspective of Latin America, it's okay if one team member stays behind, because you usually want to have someone in the back who can block like the power item rules. Like if you have someone in 8th place and top 3, that's sometimes better than having top 4, because if you are top 4, then the enemy team has 2 spots that can roll power items. and that can be detrimental sometimes. So if you're top 3 and you have someone in 8th place, you can already block one spot that is able to roll the clock, and
Or the Arabs.
that can provide to be helpful.
They lost theirs, so
Yeah, Finland lost, so they've dropped the points and they have a loss, and we have that means to be 2-1. So will we?
yeah.
But regardless, we
Just the sound because I wanna listen to the Brits
seeding stage, I'm sure.
because I don't understand what's going on. They disbanded the lobby and Pizza is like hosting again.
Yeah, because Revelo has some connection issues.
Can Revy get in this time?
Let's hope so.
I'd hope so.
8 races in a full match.
Wait.
Yeah.
And yeah, for anyone who's wondering, this is us. We are playing a game where we can't join each other. Yeah, that's what we do. What happens if the time limit is reached?
Lobby started yet, Pizza?
I mean, generally there would be a penalty of some kind, but it really depends on who's at fault. Like for example, if just Beanox is at fault, then you can't really punish a team. But if for example someone takes a break and he's taking 20 minutes instead of 5 minutes, then that team is going to get punished. So if this takes on for too long because Revelo can't connect, then Team UK will get punished for it.
Yeah, what happened actually with Colombia because they overextended their half time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Colombian time works differently from time for the rest of the world. I don't know. Yeah, like 20 Colombian minutes is like 5 minutes for everyone else. I don't.
In the chat.
Yeah, that's a new unit in physics. 1 Colombian minute.
Hips gets forward.
Nah, but for real, with Colombia we had some connection issues as well. So I mean, we see Revelo in the lobby now, so I guess everything is fine.
Let's
But
go.
I am pretty sure they went over the time limit. Like the time limit says 5 minutes, and that took at least 10 minutes. So
Way over 5 minutes. So.
yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
I'm on my shins now.
Yeah, but we are starting finally.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and go fast on this track because why not?
Mystery case, you could see some interesting plays. Most likely, like both teams will have one guy going wide for the crates.
Ellie better give her a podium, man. But she's
US will soon implement Colombian minutes. They would implement everything into their metric system.
where is she?
They would implement a Trump minute if they had to.
Mystery Caves
I like this one.
might have done it in private.
And they'd be like, oh, it only takes 1 Trump minute to white bullshit on Twitter.
Pretty hard.
Wow. Nah, well. Mystery Caves, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's see if Snowy is the player who makes the impact here. I guess Dong would. Okay, Dong goes fast. That's
I'm
a
going
good.
fast.
That's a good call, to be honest. He's a good front runner. If he gets a good item here, like a bomb, and he shoots it forward. Wow. Okay, that's unfortunate. I'm pretty sure he did not want that because that bomb he could have used it to backsnipe Jordy or Sparta. So that was. I'm almost positive that this was a misplay. He gets punished for it. Yeah. That's how it be sometimes. But then again, we also see someone else of their team in the front. Is that actually Snowy?
I got Dongitos on.
Would be kind of hype, to be honest.
No, it's not Snowy. Snowy just passed the.
Oh, okay. I guess that's QWERTY in that case then.
Okay, Don going wide for the items. Also mask, decent. Decent role.
Yeah, Mask is a pretty good role on Mystery Cave since you can pass. I bet. Okay, if you don't lose fire, that is, you know. If you lose fire, then the Mask's not that useful at all.
Ooh, Rave, I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, he squishes Sparta, but he should have let go of acceleration because if you have a super engine active and a Mask, then the enemy is going to get squished. But if you let go of X, then they actually get hit by the Mask instead of the super engine. That's a misplay that a lot of players do. But yeah.
Thank you.
I apologize.
Down going wide for itemy is actually a pretty good call. You can get a lot of good items on 5th place. But of course, if your enemy behind you has 3 missiles, then it's gonna be hard to combat that. But then again, we see someone of Team Latin America on place number 3, and actually Dongitas is also breaking into the top 4 almost. So based on the minimap, we can see that this race is actually going a lot better for Team Latin America than the other races so far, because there's nobody who's like really far behind. And this was actually a really good AWP from Team Latin America because it evaded Dong since he had a mask, and QWERTY, I assume it is, had a shield. So this looks
He's getting a mask, so I think
kinda alright for Team Latin America. They still don't have winning positions, but it's better than bottom 4.
Yeah, but still not a fat lose. I mean,
that fight too
still a
quick.
decent fight.
Yeah, maybe wide last corner.
Okay, Dong and QWERTY are now protected by blue shields. That's pretty good. If they can get the polar here, then they could actually finish.
Sparta getting Norb. Okay,
It's Titan
Oh, Sparta has an AWP. That's kind of unfortunate.
that could flip some things in his match. It's lap 5.
Don't take the second crate.
If he times it well, this could change some things.
Yeah, yep. And wow, was it QWERTY? I think QWERTY just rolled a blue shield. Oh, it was Frosty Pharaoh. Okay.
Frosty Pharaoh, it was Frosty.
Oh, Snowy is the polar. Okay.
Ah, got 7. That was bad.
And Snow was the polar, so yeah, okay.
Interesting.
They had winning positions.
I
think.
mean,
One-
the thing is, this race in general, position-wise, looked a lot better than the other races. It's not quite winning positions, but we can definitely see that it's working out better. Like there's not the bottom 3 anymore hanging in the bag. They definitely managed to keep their opponents at bay this time. So yeah, maybe they can still like trying to minimize the point difference, because I think winning is very difficult now. But yeah.
Oh, we lost.
Do you have a screenshot of the scores?
Yeah, I had to use the clip because I pressed it too late.
Ah, that's okay.
There we go.
Okay, Jordi and Pizza in top 2, yeah.
It was. I just.
Yeah, Jordi is stacking the points here. The madman.
Welcome back, Rev.
UK putting in work. Yeah, they actually put a lot of work because it wasn't looking so good for UK
Yeah.
in the beginning. To be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah. In the first 2 rounds, it was looking very rough for Team UK, but they actually managed to get the act together, and they've been playing really well for the past 2 races now. So yeah, what can you say?
And there we have Blazer of Bluff.
That was still in a good position. I'm not. playing
Blizzard
well.
Bluff's gonna be interesting.
That's the reality of the situation.
What should I say
As
about
a
this
team,
crappy track?
That's all that matters.
So to draw now, they need top.
So basically,
Oh wow. Never
Team Latin America can't win anymore.
They basically lost.
They could still tie if they get top 4 in all 3 races now, which is not very likely to happen.
this war won. That's fine.
I don't think there's ever been a war where a team got top 4 in like 3 times in a row. I don't think that's ever happened. So yeah. We see Dong going wide. That's actually a pretty interesting call. I guess he wants to roll a good item here, because if he gets a mask or something, he can actually take out a lot of players. But unfortunately, he gets 3 missiles, and this is again Team UK breaking away early at the start. But this missile might actually be able to do something here, because that missile
Might bonk the fence.
could actually get Jordi.
100%.
But he gets a bomb and actually hits Dongitos. That's kind of unfortunate, but yeah, that's what it is sometimes, you know.
Fire again, wow.
Okay, top 3 for UK again.
I mean, we see Snowy staying pretty close to the top 4. That's really what they would have needed from the start on. It's kind of unfortunate that Snowy wasn't available for the first 4 races, because I think they wasted a lot of points due to not picking their best players, I guess. But again, yeah, it is what it is.
I mean, his addition made a difference, to be honest.
Yeah,
So
yeah, for sure.
they lost definitely many points
I'm gonna use my shield
because they had him like from the beginning in the team. But
Dong with the mask on 4th place. Actually, a pretty good item on 4th place. He almost fails the shortcut. Oh, and he also gets hit by the mask. That was a very good hit by Dongitos actually, because that basically makes Revelo lose tons of time. And if Revelo loses his 4th place here, then we might actually see a race win for Team LA.
Oh, that bomb! That was fucking GG's over the fuck that was. Wow.
Be careful with Recon, fancy.
okay, they have some nice. They secure some nice placements there, but
This is looking pretty tight, but this should be still a win for Team UK.
it's still a win for Team UK.
Yeah, this is okay. Yeah, this is a win for Team UK still, but
A decent fight, you know.
yeah,
still,
that was definitely a decent race from Team Latin America. We've definitely seen some good plays.
like, cause I was scared that I would
It's not bad at all.
circle and just throw away the shield.
Yeah, as I said, Snowy is really the player that made a difference here. Unfortunately, not enough. But then again, losing this race also means that Team Latin America has definitely lost.
Hmm.
Yeah, we got the team win at least, which is nice.
I mean, they couldn't do anything against it. They couldn't like wait half an hour for him, so they
Yeah.
had to start because of the
Yeah.
schedule. So yeah, they.
Yeah, I can totally understand that.
Yeah.
Schedule is schedule, and we see Jordi actually popping off. He's racking those points up. My God.
To bonk the fence lap one, I knew it was going to be a bad one. Again, doesn't matter. Like I said, the team is winning. If I have to come lower end of the table for the last 2 races for you guys to get high placements, I'm fine with that. To be honest.
Same.
Okay, and now we have Clockwork Wumpa.
Me and Pizza just keep
Oh my God, Clockwork Wumpa.
Yeah.
That's the plan. That works.
Seems to be working, yeah. So just do it, I guess.
It's,
One of the more beautiful tracks in the game.
Dr. Sal, thank you for
I mean, Clockwork Wumpa is far from perfect. if we are honest here.
I mean, from the looks.
probably through
I'm
the-
talking from the looks, you know, looks and music and ambience and so. I think
Yeah.
it's quite beautiful.
It's not a bad track for sure.
I think we did an absolute.
It's a decent track. I don't really like it in Wars, simply because I think it's not very well balanced, I would say. As I said earlier, a big problem that I see with Clockwork Wumpa is that
Gonna see them.
when someone is ahead, he can just trap the narrow path between the cog and the wall, especially in the beginning section. And it's so incredibly hard to really evade any item that's placed there. And it's also too easy to just cheese someone. Like you can, if you are ahead of someone and you enter the narrow path between the cog and the wall, you can just backspam because you know the player is going to be on the same line as you. Like that narrow path just creates some gameplay balance issues in my opinion, especially if the enemy team is top 2 and they do combo backspam. It can be really hard to catch back up.
Okay, Dong
So
going wide and rolls a mask.
Quarry's behind.
yeah, that mask roll pretty crucial. He can take out Jordi and he can take
Mhm.
out and they actually, that's a really good
Top two
start from them
for the
actually,
Latino.
and
Let's go, Latino
they have
hermanos.
top 2.
Fucking up.
Dong is getting missiled, unfortunately gets hit.
Mm,
But if QWERTY can hold onto that lead, then he can secure at least 10 points. But in general, the positions are looking really good. But why did he take that TNT?
What?
Why? What the fuck?
What?
That was interesting. Like, he just went straight into the TNT. Like,
Yeah, like
why
what
would he
happened?
do that? Okay, I mean, yeah.
Happens sometimes, I guess.
Putting a red beaker in the second cog.
Unfortunately, hits the wall here.
Dong, what are you doing?
Cog shortcut.
Yeah.
Go wide after the cog shortcut.
And yeah, they have bottom 2 now again, which is unfortunate since
Shield.
bottom 2 can only be balanced out by top 2, so they gotta do some work if they want to win this race. But then again, we can still see QWERTY holding onto that first place. Definitely a good play on his part.
Middle on the first cog.
And yet it all really comes down to if QWERTY does some good backspam,
Can't avoid
then he can totally bring his teammates back into the race, since he can trap all the tactical spots. You know, he can place nitros tight on boost pads. He can place beakers and nitros between the cogs and the wall. He can trap the shortcut. He can trap all these strategic spots though. So Clockwork Wumpa is a very good track if you are good at backspamming, like placing items down, because Clockwork Wumpa has a lot of tactical spots, I would say. This U-turn corner at the end right there is also very popular.
QWERTY. Oh, nice play by QWERTY. He lost 5, but he hit Sparta.
Yep,
I'm putting a TNT after.
Nice
Yep.
play.
yep. That's what I was talking about. If you can backspam people efficiently, then that's
But
huge.
he got comboed by 3 people.
And Dong runs straight into the red beaker after beakering Sparta. Not the kind of play that you usually want to do, but
There's two beacons.
yeah, the positions have changed. We are seeing Snowy in first place now. So basically, Snowy has to do the job that QWERTY couldn't do.
Mm.
Go left, Sparta.
And
Stay left.
he has to do some good backspam now. But we actually see Jordi getting hit. Nice. And they are top 2, which means they have winning positions for the first time in
Let's
this match.
go, Latino. Let's go.
Their pick is really working out for them.
Hmm?
There's a nitro before the shortcut.
And we may see Pizza. I think, yeah, Dong should be able to
go,
get
top
Pizza
2,
since he
let's
has a
go.
juiced up missile, so they might get some extra points here.
Last fire at the last second.
Yes, nice. Dong overtook him. Wow, that's a clutch comeback.
Okay, it's a first last.
Yeah, those are some nice points actually. They should win 5 points here. That's their first win though.
Nice. Let's
Definitely
go.
well played by the players in the front here.
Well played.
It's so hard to dodge stuff.
It's kind of sad that Snowy couldn't play from the beginning.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
so
I think
sad.
if Snowy had played earlier, the entire match would have looked much different.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate on their part.
Like, they might still be losing, but they would only lose by a handful points.
Mm.
Front running is very.
But as we can see here in Clockwork Wumpa, they definitely, with that current team, they are definitely able to beat the UK team.
Yeah,
They definitely have the potential.
I had a nitro.
I would have loved to see this war with Snowy playing from the start on. Unfortunately, this wasn't the case, but
And he played.
yeah.
I mean, we have 2 more rounds in the seeding phase.
Yeah.
So let's hope that we will see the Latinos on their highest possible
Yeah,
level.
and we also see that Frosty Pharaoh's placings have been improving in the second half. Like, he's been 4th once, he's been 2nd once, while only being bottom 2 for the first 4 races. So the teamwork with Snowy is definitely working out in everyone's favor here.
Mhm.
And that's really what team play comes down. Like, it's not so much the individual strength of the individual players, but rather just how good are you as a team. That's what it really comes down to.
Mm.
And you can really see how it works here. Like, one person is able to make a difference.
Wow, like he's so crucial actually.
Yeah.
Like, see his influence is like all over the place. But yeah, let's see. I mean, Electron Avenue, like the Brits are actually like stronger on Electron
Yeah,
Avenue.
especially Jack and Remix have always been very strong on Electron Avenue. Jordi also has had the world record a couple times. I would assume that Jordi is just gonna go for speed goals and then he's gonna run away. Like, that's probably his strategy.
Sign me up to the American team.
Dongitas might be at a disadvantage connection-wise here. Yeah, he's not even trying to change the box. And we actually see Jordi getting the best speed ghost. And he is probably going to run away now
As
since...
expected. Dong with a nice green beaker hits
Yeah.
pizza early
Yeah.
on. Spada looking solid on third place.
Electron Avenue is, I guess it's a fan favorite track. I would assume many people like Electron Avenue. You can get Blue Fire back basically everywhere. The track has a good game balance actually, because it's basically the only balanced Blue Fire track. Actually, except maybe Turbo Track, I guess. But Electron Avenue is kind of unusual in the sense that basically every turbo pad is a super turbo pad. But this creates some issues with items, where items lose a lot of their value, because you can, even if you hit someone, they can basically get Blue Fire back 2 seconds later. And Electron Avenue is one of those tracks. I mean, I would almost say that items are the least powerful on Electron Avenue in general. Like items rarely really impact the game on this track.
So wide that I had to go right.
So it's kind of a special case among tracks.
CT in the air was really tight. And
But then again, we see Dong with very strong lines. He's definitely keeping pace with Jordi, who's already insanely good on that track.
oh wait, we
And
shit, so we
yeah,
just fucking
Spada also sitting comfortably in third place. He has a blue shield. The top 3 has blue shield now, so they don't really need to worry about anything.
which position are you in?
I mean, if you want to play like Electron competitively,
And
you
it
need to have strong lines.
seems there's an orb coming. That's pretty interesting.
Okay.
Oh, and Dong gets hit before the speed ghost and almost gets hit again. Like, the warp up can actually hit you 2 times, so you have to be careful.
Speed goes back to the left again, guys. Oh,
Oh, that
Whoa! So like 2 ores in a clock in like 15 seconds.
yeah. Whose clock was that? Because Dong and Spada both got hit. I guess it was probably Team Latin America's clock, I would assume, since they have the weaker positions.
Dong missed the shortcut.
If I'm not mistaken, you can only get to like the clock in like 7th and 8th place.
Yep, yep,
So
yep. And the clock roll has a higher chance in 7th place, actually.
yeah, but it's like minimal. Like on 8th place is like 1% and 7th is like 1.1, something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. But still, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Dong has a mask in 4th place, which is insane, but
Like this is the second time that
Yeah.
happened to him.
he can definitely take out Spada here if he hits him, but yeah, he didn't get a fast enough speed ghost, so yeah.
But you can still get him.
He can, but then again, it's very difficult to get people in Electron Avenue in general. Like that bomb, he would basically have to outline Spada and then snipe him with the bomb.
But
But
that's like easily possible because he's
oh,
not
he goes
not
for the
really
tight bridge skip. Like that's a very risky play. But that wow, that bomb, holy shit.
bombed each
That
other. Let's go.
okay, that was a sick bomb. Not gonna lie.
Mhm.
It's a very wide night.
They cross bombed each other. Let's go.
Unfortunately, it didn't really work out as Dong expected, I guess. If he had managed to press circle, that bomb explosion radius would have gotten Spada. Unfortunately, Dong got hit as well, so yeah, kind of unfortunate, but very nice. Bigger
He
back
gets
spam.
hit.
Dong is very good at back spamming people with items. Like we've seen those kind of back snipes, I guess, from him multiple times in this match. Like he's really good at estimating where the item's gonna appear on someone else's screen. Like he's been hitting people with back bombs and back beakers and back nitros quite a few times in this war. It's pretty impressive, to be honest.
Yeah, impressive play. Oh no!
But then again, for every impressive play, there's also a zero IQ play.
Yeah, go one.
That was.
Yeah, 180 light tunnel,
Yeah.
180.
Yeah, there was no need for Dong really
No
to go for the tight bridge skip. The tight bridge skip saves point one, no, not point one, like 1 second at most per lap, and failing it loses like 5 seconds.
Not
So
even 1 second.
yeah,
Even
it's
if you cut it tightly and if you like do good lines after that, but I
yeah.
think
But then again, we
even
also
more.
see Dong really making every single misplay that he could possibly make, but Team UK has top 4 already. There's no point in him even continuing. So yeah, this was another strong showing from Team UK, definitely. Yeah, strong top 4. They definitely deserve it.
They deserved it.
You like them wins.
I like winning. The game's fun.
Yeah, it's nice to win.
Okay, we see Jordi winning again. It's just insane.
I played pretty trash, but we still won very nicely. Just what was it?
Yeah, Dong in last place. Definitely underperformance, but yeah, nothing in this race really worked out as he expected to. So
One of my worst wins,
unfortunate.
but it's still a good win. So happy freaking days. Oh, Revy is smashing his keyboard again.
I mean, it was still a nice fight. After the addition of like Snowy, it was very interesting to watch actually. So
It was fun. It was fun. They put up a good fight. The first 4 races were like pretty rough and one-sided. And
Formula though, pizza.
My points are correct, I would assume.
Yeah, that worked.
Pretty sure. Let me check if the scores can be correct.
Yeah,
There's only
I
one
think
Piece
so.
is like
so far, if this is correct, this would be like the biggest point difference yet
Yes.
in the World Cup.
The match.
the best CTR.
The combined points is 312, and this is 312. Yeah, this seems to be correct. Okay.
Team final score, well done. Thank you guys. Thank you all for the GGs. Karma, Anna,
So yeah, 76
Ozzy, everyone.
points
Thank you all for the GGs.
difference is
Yeah,
yeah,
we won. It was nice. It was nice.
it's pretty massive.
Not looking forward to.
But yeah, GG's to both teams.
That was pretty ass, as Anton would say on my side.